Hello everyone, Jamarcus here, and I am here with the quarterfinals of the Master Ball Division for Showdown of the SPDA. We're faced off against Peter, who I chose to face. I got second in the standings, so I had second pick, and of the three people, I figured I had the best odds against him. So this is his team you see in front of me, and he has a Spectre, who is very good into my team. My Ghost Resist is a Roaring Moon who does not want to take a Draining Kiss, although it does live, and Arbalova, who's decent here. Dirge, pretty tough to kill for a lot of my team. Kind of wall Scarm, really good into Iron Moth, even Meteor Beam Moth kind of struggles into it. Totally walls any setup Screamtail sets. Can even like live a Moon hit. Pretty good into Conkeldurr as well. That's a problem. Dondozo's really strong into my physical attackers. And quite a few hazards options. Well, two good spikers really. And then Gambit as a rocker. I think Gambit's really strong late game. My dark resists are not great. It's really just Roaring Moon and Conkeldurr if I want to bring it, but I don't. As for speed tiers, I think they're pretty nice. I think Overquill and Serena are somewhat likely to show up, but if they do, they really only need enough speed for Scarm. So I'm being really aggressive, as you'll see in my team. I'm not running a lot of speed on Kira. As for Terra Captains, I think Alchemy is pretty tough here because it's kind of hard walled by Scarm. I can just whirlwind you out, and none of your Terras help with taking it down. Double Dance for Ridgeraff I'm kind of scared of with like Agility and Calm Mind or Nasty Plot. I think it can be pretty strong. Watch out for Weakness Policy too. Probably Terra Fire to help out against Scarm, although Terra Fairy is a lot better into Roaring Moon. Let's take a look at the team I brought. Starting with Scarf Moon, this was Dragon Dance for a long time with Clear Amulet because they have double Intimidate. But I figured Staraptor's probably Reckless. Overquill might not even show up. So Clear Amulet felt pretty useless in mocks. And Overquill sometimes just didn't even show up anyways. So I switched from Dragon Dance just to Choice Scarf. Having something faster than Spectre was really nice. I had Scarf Moth earlier, but that changed. So I switched Scarf over to Moon. Outrage Knock. I mean, Outrage is just fantastic here. If they don't bring Alchemy, um, then it's really just Gambit, who I can catch on a Brick Break maybe. No U-turn, because I valued having Earthquake um, for like Colbert Dirge or something. I don't know. I guess Earthquake's stronger into Overquill too. Next up, Bandit Swampert. I love this set. Pretty quick. Supposed to be outspeeding, I think, defensive Serena, and also like defensive Skeledirge for that matter too. Earthquake, it's really hard into my opponent's team. Their only real switch-ins are Serena and Staraptor, who I can catch with Ice Punch or just flip turn on. I do have Rocks last move. I don't think I need to click Knock Off this game, so if I can get up Rocks, um, then I will. But I think generally just clicking Earthquake is what Swampert's here to do. Next up, Kyurem set. I brought this set before. Sub Protect, Freeze Dry, Earth Power. Freeze Dry plus Earth Power hits the whole team pretty hard. It's a little weak into Giraffe and Alchemy, but I think that's okay. A lot of defense. Um, I should be living 4 scale shots from Garchomp. If I have a sub up, then 1 scale shot won't break my sub, so it'll take 2 to break it. Max special attack, a little bit of speed just for max speed for a Giraffe, but also something speed creeping defensive Skarmory. And then I think the HP brings me to 401, so I have a leftovers number and a sub number, and I don't think there's any Seismic Toss guys, but that too. Maybe Nightshade. Well, Spectre, I don't know why you'd bring that. Skarmory, max defense. I don't want to lose Scale Shot Garchomp, so that's what this is here for. It's also pretty good into setup Alchemy. Pretty good for Gambit as well. Just Spikes, Whirlwind, Body Press, Roost. I didn't think Iron Defense was necessary. I definitely have to watch out for Special Chomp though. Boots Moth. This was Scarf for a while. but it felt useless into Skeledirge, so I switched it and I put on Toxic over U-turn. Toxic helps a lot for Dirge because otherwise I can't really touch them. I'm not running Meteor Beam. And then just Dazzling Gleam, nice for Chomp, and then Dual Stab for everything else. Last up, Arbalava, just 4 attacks with leftovers, Seed Sower. Pretty hard for my opponent to kill. I'm Terra Poison. I was looking at Terra Fairy, but I was having problems with Overquill. So I switched to Terra Poison, and I didn't think Terra Fairy was necessary for Chomp. I can kind of just not Terra in front of it. This thing is my answer to Spectrier. With max special attack Modest and Giga Drain, with boosted by the grassy terrain, I should be beating it. It's kind of just a one-time check to anything. Pretty good into Dozo as well, which is nice. That's the team I bring. What do I expect to see? Spectrier for sure, Garchomp for sure, Gambit most likely, Skeledirge probably, Dozo probably, and then honestly one of anything else. I'm hoping to not see Serena or Staraptor, which makes Earthquake really free to click. If I see a Serena, I'm probably not going to lead Swampert, but otherwise I will. So there's no Serena, and I take a long time per turn. I'm sorry, Peter. I probably took 3 minutes per turn for this battle. But I didn't lead Swampert. I just thought Kyurem looked pretty nice into everything, because there's no Gambit. So I pretty much trade against every Pokemon on this team. So Kyurem lead on the Garchomp lead. I felt comfortable staying in here. I thought Scale Shot Garchomp looked really good into me, and I know I live that unless I get 5 hits and some high rolls or a crit. And if that does happen, I can always revenge kill with Roaring Moon, and I do have Skarmory in the back to Whirlwind. So if I lose Kyurem, it kind of sucks, but that would be fine. I think they also have to account for me being Scarf, which I think is pretty good into their team. Outspeed Staraptor, outspeed Spectre, um, and would outspeed some agility for a Giraffes. So I think they should respect Scarf. I'm pretty comfortable that I'm not going to die here. So I'm just going to click Freeze Dry. If they're Yachi Berry, unfortunate, but I think that's fine. And seeing as their lead Garchomp, I think they're just hazards. I don't think they're going to be offensive. But you never know. So I just click Freeze Dry here. And they switch. Fantastic. Out comes for a Giraffe. It does absolutely nothing. That's max special attack, Modest Kyurem. So I know they're either max HP with Assault Vest or absolute max SPDF. The biggest reason I actually didn't lead Swampert, I'm remembering now, is when I saw for a Giraffe, I looked at its move pool and I saw Energy Ball. And Banded Earthquake does not kill for a Giraffe. So if I led into for a Giraffe and they clicked Energy Ball and killed me, that sucks. But it's in range of Swampert now. And I don't think there's any world you're clicking Energy Ball here from for a Giraffe. So I go Swampert to take my kill with Earthquake. They wish. Tells me they're not Assault Vest, they're just max SPDF, which tells me they don't have defense investment, so I know this Earthquake will kill. I think they're probably expecting knockoff, so they might Terra. Earthquake doesn't really have a switch in. Dozo, if I get some good rolls, can get 3 KO'd, so they're kind of just stuck into clicking Rest over and over again. And then Staraptor, if that wants to come in, that's fine. I have a Skarmory. If they protect, also fine. I'm just going to click Earthquake. They Terra Fighting, and I just kill them. Perfect. Assuming Terra Fighting was for Roaring Moon, makes sense. And now this kind of gives them a free Staraptor. They know I'm Choice Band. But that's fine. I have Skarmory. U-turn into Dirge, fine. Um, I can go Kyurem or Moth or even back to Swampert. But their final Gambit. They're actually max attack final Gambit, so that didn't kill me, which was nice. If they had some more HP investment, that would have killed me. This is a free Skeledirge for them. I'm totally walled, but that's fine. At this point, I don't think Skarmory is going to be able to roost. It's going to be killed by Garchomp. It's going to be killed by Spectrier. It could roost on Dozo, but that seems unlikely because that requires Dozo to get a kill or for me to double. And I don't really want to make those risky plays. I'm just going to get a spike up. Seeing as they don't have King Gambit, I don't actually think Skarmory is as necessary. Scarf Moon helps me against Scale Shot Garchomp, and Swampert and Arboliva will still live a hit from it. So I get a spike up, they don't have removal, and they kill me. That's fine. I can go back to Swampert and threaten Choice Band Earthquake. They don't really have a switch in. If their leftovers Dondozo, they'll take a spike, but they'll probably avoid the 3-hit KO. And then Boots will also usually avoid the 3-hit KO, but it'll still do a lot of damage. Unsurprisingly, they go Dozo. Are they max defense? They are, but I get 34%, a bit of a higher roll, and then 31%, a bit of a lower roll. They body press, once again confirming their max defense. And they're kind of forced to rest here. I don't think risking a high roll on Earthquake is worth it here. So this gives me a pretty free Kyurem, assuming they go for rest. And if they just body press, that's also fine. Kyurem will take about 45 to 50%, and I can threaten Freeze Dry. Then comes Kyurem as they rest. No surprises here. And I'm going to get a sub for free. I get my leftovers. And I'm going to protect here because there's nothing they can really go for. So I get some more leftovers recovery back. And from this point, I figured they don't really have anything to break my sub because Torch Song and Alluring Voice will both go through the sub and not do that much damage. So I can 2-hit KO them with Earth Power, even if they're max SPDA. Also, I saw that they're Boots. And I'll keep a sub up for the next Pokemon, which is great. I Earth Power just over half, so they're just about max SPDA. They Torch Song goes through my sub, and I'll kill them with the next attack. I have a sub up. It's looking fantastic here. In comes Spectrair. They are not Boots. So I'm thinking maybe they're Choice Scarf, maybe they're Choice Specs, Colbur Berry, a lot of options this thing could be running. I'm going to take my damage. If they're Calm Mind, that's fine. I could just Revenge Kill with Roaring Moon later, as long as they're not Salac Berry, which I think is a bit too gimmicky for them to bring into me. But even then, I think, actually, I guess if they're Nasty Plot Salac, that could probably win. But I don't think they're Nasty Plot Salac, so I'm just going to freeze right here. They Nasty Plot, that's fine. Tells me they're not Scarf. I can Revenge Kill with Moon. And I'm 2-hit KOing them with Freeze Dry, which means they're never getting Salac anyways, unless they have sub. And then I have a sub up still, so I would just kill them the next turn. They Draining Kiss, get a bit of health back. As I Freeze Dry, keep them low. And I don't want to stay in here. Draining Kiss will not kill me, but they'll get so much health back that Freeze Dry will not kill them. So I'm actually just going to go Iron Moth. I think it's pretty useless from this point on. Getting a Toxic on Garchomp or Dondozo would be nice. Dazzling Gleam does a lot of damage to Garchomp as well. But going Iron Moth will keep this thing low, which means it can be in range of Arboliva or something like that. I don't want them getting back to full and pretty much killing my Kyurem for nothing, so I sack Moth instead. I figured Kyurem looked better than Moth in the late game. Psychic comes out, no surprises that they had that. Kills me, that's fine, I can go Roaring Moon. And I thought about clicking Knockoff here, because it's the obvious play. It's super effective, it hits everything. But Knockoff into Garchomp, I thought could lose me the game. If they're Scale Shot, and I'm locked into Knockoff, they can get 2 Scale Shots, or they just Scale Shot once, kill me. Now they're faster than everything. Swampert would live, as would Arboliva, so I don't think I would lose the game. But I don't like Garchomp coming in for free on knockoffs. So I actually just go for Scarf Outrage here. It also hits everything, does pretty good damage into Dondozo. So 32%. I will live a body press. I click Outrage again. I get a crit. 52%. Pretty nice. As they sleep talk. Oh, they don't even sleep talk. Maybe they didn't have it. And I Outrage again to kill them. I get 3 turns of Outrage and I get confused. This is actually bad for me. I wish I didn't crit here and I wish I got 2 turns, because then I could have switched back into Kyurem on Dozo, as opposed to be locked in on an Outrage, confused. So this Garchomp is probably clicking Scale Shot this turn. I still think it could be offensive despite them leading it. So I don't want to risk clicking Outrage here and dying because I think having something faster than Spectre is really nice, even though I think Arbalova in the late game will be able to beat it. Saving Roaring Moon seems nice. So I decide to sack Kyurem here. There's a pretty good chance it dies to Scale Shot, assuming they're loaded dice, or even if they're Life Orb. And then I can just go into Roaring Moon after, outspeed, outrage, and kill. If this thing gets 2 Scale Shot boosts, that's the really biggest chance that I lose the game. And going Swampert or Arbalova would be what allows them to get 2 speed boosts. So I switch into Kyurem to sack it, and they just end up being Draco Meteor. So they were special. And see, I see their Life Orb, so they're not Scarf, and Roaring Moon Outrage just wins the game from here. So Arbalova did not even show up to the game, or it showed up but didn't hit the field. But we take it. That's quarterfinals. I'm pretty happy with the team I brought. Bandit Swampert was fantastic, taking down that Farigiraf nice and early. Pretty happy with how I played. I think I was a little nervous around this late game with getting confused when I think I would have been fine to just sack Moon. I can go Swampert after live a hit, and then Arbalova will live a hit from Spectre and kill it. But playing safe and sacking Kyurem I think was fine as well. Because even if they don't kill me with Scale Shot and get another Scale Shot boost, Swampert lives and can kill. And then Roaring Moon comes in after. I think I played pretty cleanly. I think I brought a good team. Final game at Staraptor was a bit of a wrench in my plan, but I still got that spike up, which didn't mean much because they were boots on Dozo and Dirge. We'll take a quick look at the team my opponent brought. They ended up being Spooky Plate on Spectre, so just getting 20% boost to those ghost moves. And then Nasty Plot and some coverage. Nothing surprising here. I think them being Nasty Plot over Calm Mind was nice. Helped Kyurem and Arbalova beat them. A fully special chomp with rocks makes sense. Physical chomp kind of walled by Skarmory. Next up, Spadef Dirge makes sense. Don't want to lose to Moth, don't want to lose to Kyurem. Fizdef Dozo makes sense. Don't want to lose to Kyurem. Don't want to lose to Roaring Moon. Spadef Farigiraf. Kind of confusing what that was for. I guess Sap Sipper was really nice for Arbalova. And just kind of tank hits from a lot of my team. And then Scarf Staraptor, not surprising. They're Adamant, which I think was really aggressive, which I like. Good bring, because that would be slower than +1 Kyurem, depending on my speed. I'm assuming it was enough speed for if Kyurem was running max speed for Overquill. My opponent said they've put on Final Gambit over Double Edge last second, which I think was a very good bring. If they were Double Edge, they would have been walled by Skarmory. Although when they switched to Final Gambit, maybe having a bit more HP to kill Skarm would have been good. Would have prevented a spike from going up. But I don't think that would have changed the outcome of the game that much. So that's quarterfinals. I don't know who I'm playing for semifinals yet. Hopefully not a rematch, but we'll see. Thank you for watching, and I will see you later.